Well, many people do not realize that the democracy movement in Egypt and the Arab world go back a long way. As a matter of fact, the first election and the first parliament in the region was in Egypt back in 1866. And I say 1866 because some of your viewers, especially Europeans, would appreciate the fact that Italy did not exist as a country. So here is Egypt, an African Arab Muslim country, had its first parliament at that time, and that's exactly 4 years before Italy became a country, before Germany became a country, because both Italy and Germany attained statehood in 1870. So here is a country like Egypt that is now, always viewed as a third world country, yet it has that very early experimentation with democracy. Now, unfortunately, that experiment came to an end as a result of foreign intervention. The British occupied Egypt in 1882, and that brought that first liberal experiment to an end. And for the first 40 years of British occupation, Egypt was ruled directly by the British. However, as soon as it got some kind of independence, in 1922, they resumed the march of democracy. So we had in 1923 a new constitution, a new election, and that lasted for nearly 30 plus years, from 1923 to